Well, hello there, my lovelies. Sorry, my asthma's been acting up the last couple of days, and I don't sound the best right now, but we'll make do. We'll make do. How is everybody? How are you doing? It's a lovely Thursday afternoon. We are done virtual school for the day. And I thought we would sit down and take a look at Shanny's video because ever since she posted this particular one, I wanted to make a note of sitting down and actually watching it and going through with it and see what exactly she has to say about how to be a woman. Um, because as most of you know, Rev posted a how to be a man and how he felt the need that he needed to educate David Tits, as he calls him, referring to Mr. David Anthony, about how it is to please a woman being a man. So hopefully Shanny's take on being a woman is just as amusing as Rev's was. Hopefully not as graphic and horrifying, because I definitely don't want to be thinking about Shanny in that way. Ugh. Hello, Lucifer. How are you? I love the name. I love the username. It's lovely. You're scared? Oh, well, I don't think we need to be scared. I mean, it is Shanny, so it's not like we can actually really take anything that she says to heart, right? So before we get into this video, though, I want to thank Frank for sharing out my live stream again. Frank, you are a superstar, and I appreciate you so much. And it means a lot to me because, there's a lot of traffic that's coming to my channel now. And I really appreciate that because it's because of you and putting my videos out there. So I just wanted you to know that. Thank you. Also, we're going to be watching the video on XX's channel. If you aren't familiar with that, she archives everything that Shanny and Rev do because, as we often know, they get deleted or their channels get terminated or whatever. So it's a wonderful archive for us to be able to sit down and review these videos without having to worry about them being deleted on other channels. If you are not, if you're not subscribed to her link is in the description down below. So definitely go and subscribe and take a look. That's wonderful, Lucifer. And hopefully husband is here in the chat. I just wanted to see if a certain someone was watching, but nope, not just yet, but that's okay. There we go. I just recently found out the way of looking at your participants in the chat, which is really interesting. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to get started on Shanny's video, and we're going to go through it, and hopefully it's not as terrible as I think it's going to be, but no guarantees. Let's take a look. How to be a woman.
I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Let it all hang now.
Shanny, none of us want you to let it all hang out. Please spare us. Please absolutely spare us.
I wanna make some noise, really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout.
Oh, to have the confidence to be able to sing that badly. Oh, I always do the most excellent freeze frames on her. She can't sing. No, she absolutely can't. But she has the confidence to think that she can sing. So unfortunately, the rest of us all have to suffer. That was the
no inhibitions.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No conditions, get a little out of line.
Look at that double chin move as she sings.
Politically correct. I only want to have a good time.
Please stop. Please make an end.
The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun.
Oh,
fun. Which I'm gonna be having fun because I'm a real woman. Because I'm wearing Jeffree Star's wifey. And
Jeffree
that
Star's
makes
wifey?
me a real woman by
I'm sorry. I doubt that Jeffree Star even remembers that you exist. Actually, I would even suffice to say that he probably doesn't even know that you exist to begin with, because he probably doesn't remember you from the controversy documentary series. Like, you only appeared on it for what, like 2 or 3 minutes they used your footage, and seeing as Shane or Andrew were the ones that, edited that entire video, highly doubtful that Jeffree Star even paid attention to you. Well, I was right to be scared, right? Yeah, exactly.
You know, wearing makeup. You know what also makes me a woman?
Okay, so she just contradicts herself there, right? Because Jeffree Star, um, Jeffree Star identifies as an alien, um, but he also doesn't care which pronouns you use for him. He doesn't identify as a woman. He doesn't identify as a man. He uses she, her, he, them, all of that. He doesn't really care which pronouns you use for him. So you can't really sit there and call him a woman and then turn around and say only women wear makeup when Jeffree Star doesn't identify as a woman, but clearly wears makeup, is a makeup artist, does a wonderful job, has a giant thriving business. So just within the first, what, like 30 seconds, she's contradicting herself, saying that only women wear makeup, or she's a woman because she wears makeup. Anybody can wear makeup. Whoever wants to wear makeup can wear makeup. That's not something that's exclusive to women, and that's kind of transphobic. Sorry I'm late. Boss walked in and had me running around like crazy. That's okay, husband. Wearing makeup doesn't make you a woman. Exactly.
I have boobies and I have a vagina. That makes me, well, not
No. No. I have seen plenty of men out there with giant knockers, bigger knockers than me. And there's plenty of trans men out there that are men and still have vaginas. So that's not a qualifier either.
every woman has a vagina,
Rocky
I
Horror.
guess.
Yes, I know. Like, I don't know. Like, the eye makeup is not so bad. It kind of looks like the eyeshadow, the way she's done it underneath her eyes, it looks like she's slept in it and it's just smeared. Um, I know that's a new look or a new trend, but it doesn't look like she's pulled it off very well. It just looks messy. And then the bright red lipstick is just, I don't know. It doesn't suit her, in my opinion.
According to, new thinking. I also wear pink sunglasses. So that also makes me a woman.
No, it doesn't. Anybody can wear pink. Is not a color that's simply dedicated to women or females or girls. It's a color. Anybody can wear it. Anybody can own it. So she's, again, has not really defined anything that's specific to women.
I have a husband. That makes me a woman too.
Wait, there's plenty of gay men out there that have husbands. So, again, not a qualifier for being a woman.
So, I
husband.
I have children. That makes me a woman.
Again, not a qualifier.
I'm 38. That also makes me a woman.
What? That doesn't even make sense. Your age defines you as a woman, so does that mean that everybody on the planet that is 38 is now a woman? How does that work exactly? Hi, Krista. How are you?
I'm big and strong because I'm a woman. I'm such a woman. Woman. And to be a woman,
thing of nightmares.
I have to think and look and be
Wait, is she mocking her own boyfriend right now? Because that's the way he talks? He was just in the room with her. How insulting is that? How could you make fun of your partner like that on camera? It's Wow. Wow.
Woman, I ain't taking it seriously because woman.
Mm-hmm.
Woman!
Oh, please don't.
Yes. Woman. I realize, my dear sir, I do declare, sir. I do realize, sir, are you triggered? Did I trigger you, sir? Did I trigger you, my dear sir?
What exactly is she trying to do right now? Like, it's funny because she did a video not too long ago declaring that she wants to be an actress, she wants to be famous, she wants to be in movies. Is this what she qualifies as acting? But what is that shitty accent, right? I have no idea. It's pretty bad though. And if this is what she thinks is acting, it's no wonder that she's still living in somebody else's house and doesn't have a job and is a broke ass bitch. Is she high? She might be, Krista. I don't know. It's quite possible. Who knows with Shanny? Because there are a lot of times where she's just kind of off the rails and it's hard to tell. Is this the one where she says pissing in my wind's direction? I don't know, Dinah. I haven't actually seen the video. So I guess we'll find out.
Did I trigger you?
I am also not going to be sitting here and watching the entire. I just realized this is 2 hours and 17 minutes. So we're going to get through as much as possible. But wow.
Are you mad?
No.
Are you mad?
No.
Do you have to show everyone your balls to show what kind of big giant man you are?
No, nobody's doing that. I mean, except Rev, which is all over Twitter and kind of gross, but you know.
What is with you guys?
Did I just hear 2 hours sassy stream?
What is with you, man?
Husband, I love you. I love you to death. You are my favorite in the whole wide world. I am not streaming, excuse me, for 2 hours. Is she really acting out there in this stream? It seems that way. I don't know. It seems like she's trying to mock someone, but she's not exactly being very clear about who she's mocking and why. Don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Wow, this is what a woman looks like, right? It's terrifying. I mean, I don't really have a problem with her if she wants to identify as a woman and do whatever feels comfortable for her for in regards to her appearance. If that's what makes her feel feminine, all the power to her. But to sit there and say that these are the characteristics that make someone female gives the impression that you're applying that criteria to everybody, and everybody that doesn't fall into those categories is not a woman in your opinion. And that's just wrong, because people should be comfortable in their own skin. They should identify as they want to. But I'm getting a really big transphobic vibe off of her right now. I mean, and that's not unusual for Shanny, but to this extent, like she's tries to claim she's an ally, but she's not exactly being an ally right now. If this video is a display of what all women are like, it just made me gay. Listen, all women are not like Shanny. Thank the Lord. But I don't think she should be able to sit there and criticize other people for not being a woman because they don't fall under what she qualifies as a woman. You know what I mean? Like, or somebody doesn't present as female as what a Shanny approves. I mean, somebody else's existence and their identity is not there for your approval. It's not for your approval. It's for the person that is experiencing it, what they're comfortable with, and what the life that they want to live, right? So, I don't know. Again, a very big transphobic vibe from Shanny about this already, and we're like 2 minutes in? Let's sick Baz on her. Oh, Baz would own her. Baz would absolutely own her, and I would pay to see that. That would be excellent.
You gentlemen out there, you high as fuck, I wish. I'm as sober as could sober be, and I wish I had cigarettes. No, I'm not high. I'm joking.
Uh-huh.
Do you know? Do you know what having fun is?
Yes, we
Do,
do.
do,
And
I'm so high, guys. Just
oh,
please
we
look at
don't
these.
need to see the face craters up that close, Shanny. This is look at how red and angry that one in the middle of her forehead is. And you can see that she's got more like smaller ones that are starting to pop up. Like Shan. I hope you're seeing a dermatologist about that.
Like clear
Only Rev suits her
eyes.
kind. Yeah, thank God.
Look at them. So high. So high. Everyone call CPS. I'm high. I wish I was. No, I am a woman and I don't do such things.
What?
Uh
I
I
like
I
I like how even the camera is horrified and unfocuses on her. Thank you, camera. I appreciate that. Yes, get high so we can hear what you really think, right? Exactly. Give us the truth. It's harder to lie when you're intoxicated, whether you're high or drunk or whatever.
am a woman.
That's terrifying.
You know, I do that like toxic femininity thing, like the men do the toxic masculinity thing.
Does
You know
she
what I
think this is
mean?
appealing?
That's what I do. You know, men think, you know what's really funny? Is since some people want to show people what a man is.
You mean like your husband did? Are we again insulting Rev? Is that what we're going for? I'm gonna speed her up a bit so that we don't. Oh, that noise! Please stop.
You have edibles? Send them here, Ultra Blaze. I will partake in it with you.
No, you would never give your address to that individual.
Probably not.
Never.
Well, I don't know. They're edibles. Can we just go to McDonald's and get edibles?
So she's willing to break the rule of not sending the address. So obviously they're not in the uncle's house anymore. They're somewhere else. But she's willing to break the rules of letting her address out there for the sake of edibles. Shows you where her priorities lie.
We'll just go to McDonald's. We'll eat the edibles. We'll have a nice conversation, and we'll just like I don't like McDonald's though. I don't like their food.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
I don't like their food. I'll set up an edible stand. Please do. It has been months since I've had actual solid marijuana. Miss it. See, real women, they smoke weed, dude. Real women smoke weed.
Again,
real
it's
women,
not. No, see, I hate that sentiment. That real. Oh, you're not a real woman unless you do this. You know, you're not a real woman unless you do that. You know, and like that's when you kind of box yourself into a corner and set yourself up for being this type of person. You know, real women smoke weed. Real women don't smoke weed. It's up to a personal preference. It's not what defines you as being real, and that's ridiculous.
real women have been dealing with, I guess you could say, men who want to go and show the real women how to be men by telling the woman to shut the fuck up. Now, real women have lived life, have done the listening and shutting the fuck up to men thing. And the real women have learned that the shutting the fuck up to the man thing is bullshit, and I'm wasting my time, my energy, and my heart.
Shanny, it doesn't matter which gender is which, honestly, but Shanny absolutely does need somebody to shut the fuck up. And if she won't take it from a man, then she can take it from a woman. Shanny, shut the fuck up. We don't care. We don't care. You're a transphobic piece of trash.
Shutting the fuck up for a man who doesn't give a fuck about me other than trying to get me under his thumb. A real man, a man that I want, a real woman, they want a man that supports.
she thumbed in she thumbed in Rev's direction and said real woman. I don't think she realized that. Oh God. If I didn't have the feelings about Rev that I do about him being a trash human as well, I would almost feel sorry for him for that. She sounds like she short-circuited herself. She's acting stranger than normal. She is. I think she's trying to play off as a character and be cool. And, you know, I think she's personally, it gives off vibes to me that like she's trying to act and she's just not doing it very well. There's only so much of Shanny I can take. I've reached my limit, right?
Supports them, loves them, respects them, treats them like a queen.
Didn't she say she was even attracted
real
to
woman
men at all?
wants a man
Yes, she
to
did.
be able to support
She
her.
absolutely did. Said that she was not attracted to men whatsoever while Rev was sitting right next to her. Right next to her. But I mean, that's how Shanny do. She doesn't, as soon as it's done and it's posted to the internet, she forgets that it happened or she denies that it happens. You know, that's how a Shanny do.
Her and her ideas and what she wants to do with her life. That's what a real man does. A real man doesn't just think about his needs, his wants, what he needs, and then tells the woman, go in the kitchen, make me a sandwich.
Hi, Liam.
And then tell the woman to shut the fuck up so she can cower in the kitchen and be like, oh, I'm sorry, real man, that I...
Wait, so are you trying to imply that the Christians that want women barefoot and pregnant and submissive while in the kitchen is a bad thing? But see, you are a Christian, a very outspoken Christian, who tries to push forth the Bible. And that's what the Bible says about women. Whether, Shanny, you agree with it or not, or you interpret it differently, that's what the Bible says. To be submissive to your husband. So what does that say about you and being a real Christian? Things to ponder.
I said something. I didn't mean to hurt your ears, real man. Sounds to me like that real man has problem with dealing and associating with real women. You might want to go and look into the LGBT. It might actually make you feel a little bit better if you actually, because it looked like to me you're not attracted to women, you're attracted to men. Because if you're telling a woman, a real woman, to shut up, you're not attracted to a woman, period. Because
what? How does that even make sense?
A real woman is in here, okay? The mind and the heart and the spirit, that's what a real woman is, okay? And the mind, the heart, and the spirit. And since you can't love that heart, that spirit, that soul, that femininity that women have, and if you think only femininity involves just cooking and cleaning for you and raising the children.
But that's exactly what the Bible pushes, though, is that a woman stays barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen, takes care of all of her man's needs, all of the family's needs, while he sits around and gets waited on hand and foot. Because he goes out and works a job and comes home and brings home a paycheck. Boy, no wonder they don't like that narrative, because that would mean that Rev would have to get up off his ass and go out and provide for his family. So very telling. She's not very submissive. We have to tell her who the Holy is.
Obviously, you don't appreciate what women are, and that is human beings.
Does anybody in the chat know exactly, like, if she's speaking specifically to a particular person? I was just about to say that many Christians, not all, but many, have the misogynistic views of women. Yeah, exactly. And the Bible supports that. And there are a lot of Christians out there that are very vocal about women being submissive to their husbands and agreeing and doing and obeying whatever their husbands say, regardless of how they think or feel about that. And the transformed wife is one of those people that wants women and believes that she has the ability to persuade women to be barefoot and pregnant, at home for their husbands. So, yeah, and she got extremely offended, actually, about being called a liberal Christian, which is amusing. She took a lot of offense because Veckel and G-Man called her a liberal Christian. Oops, I can click on the right thing. There we go.
That's what it should be.
You chug that Coca-Cola.
Okay. A real woman doesn't cower to a man, okay?
Hey, they look so tight on you, man.
A real woman doesn't let a man tell her what to do.
Oh, that face,
a real
Rev.
woman stands up on her own.
That's terrifying. Look at that face. Look at that. Like, this is like turned into some creepy horror picture now. If I saw that in the corner being photobombed by Rev with that face, I'd be terrified.
goofy and does what she needs to do in order to survive. That's what a real woman does.
Is Rev smoking back there, or what
A
is
real
he
woman.
doing? He just keeps flicking the lighter. I mean, they don't want us to think that they're doing drugs, but then they do things in the background without noticing that kind of looks like they're doing drugs.
Doesn't get controlled. Doesn't let a man control her, because a real man wouldn't control a woman. A real man would realize, this is another human being. This is my other half who I am supposed to love. And in order to love your woman, you're supposed to do for her what you would do for yourself.
I mean, she's not technically wrong there. I mean, a partnership should be exactly that. A partnership where you help each other. You set goals together. You achieve those goals together. You put in as much effort as the other person, so like it's your team, right? Or a bigger team, depending on, what kind of relationship status you have, because, polyamory is valid. So just want to put that out there. But Christianity, and you, again, as a very vocal Christian, don't push those views if you're pushing the Bible and Christianity, because the Bible definitely does not support that type of ideology.
But if you can't respect the
She's
women,
capable of love. Shocking. Yeah.
if you can't respect them, then you ain't a real man. If you're gonna go and try to steal another woman's man, well,
yeah. I'm sorry, but it definitely looks like Rev's getting high in the background. The way he keeps flicking that, it looks like he's smoking something, and it definitely doesn't look like he's smoking a cigarette. So whether he's smoking that out of a pipe or something else, but it's super sus in the background what he's doing right now. And Shanny doesn't seem
doesn't
to
a real
care or
man get his
notice.
own woman? I'm just saying, doesn't he find his own woman? Why does he need another man's woman? I mean, a real man. I don't know. A real woman stays loyal.
Does she think that she's like cool and sexy and stuff with the way that she's talking? And I don't know. It's really getting on my nerves. Like, just talk normal, lady. You're not cool. Ugh.
To her man. A real woman doesn't seek out other men to please her, because the real man pleases the woman. Just like Christ does to the church. You know how Christ gives you everything that you need?
That was a terrible segue. That a real man knows how to please a woman like Christ pleases the church. Or the church pleases... Let's go... What did she say exactly? Christ pleases the church?
Doesn't a real man get his own woman?
I know, right?
I'm just saying, doesn't he find his own woman? Why does he need another man's woman? I mean, a real man. I don't know. A real woman stays loyal to her man. A real woman doesn't seek out other men to please her, because the real man pleases the woman. Just like Christ does to the church. You know how Christ gives you everything that you need? That's what...
Oh, so, okay. So, again, that's still a terrible segue. That Christ pleases the church the way a man pleases a woman. That could be taken so many terrible ways. I don't think she put a whole lot of thought into that before that kid left her lips, honestly. Loyal to her man, just like she was loyal to Chris. Yeah, exactly. Right? What? That was painful. Yes, it was painful. This whole thing is painful. I don't exactly know what the vibe she's going for.
And that includes peace of mind, letting the woman be who they are, not being disrespectful to the woman and telling her to shut up. Because there's nothing in the Bible that tells a man to tell a woman to shut the fuck up.
No, but there is passages in the Bible that tell a woman to submit to her husband and obey her husband. And up until recent times, that was actually in marriage vows for a woman to obey her husband.
Nothing. You take one verse, you twist it, take it out of context, boy.
No, I don't know how you can, women or wives, be submissive to your husbands. I don't know what other context you could take that as. But yeah.
No, I don't even know why I'm saying these things or why I need to say these things.
But, like, does the Bible literally need to say, husbands, don't tell your wife to shut the fuck up, for Shanny to take it that way? Because, I mean, the Bible's a 2,000-year-old book. There's no way that that's going to be in there from 2,000 years ago. Like, she just doesn't make sense. I don't think she really thinks these arguments through.
Because as a married woman, I would have thought that the man, the real man, would know to hands off me. But I guess.
So, seeing as you have a bunch of domestic abuse charges against Rev and your ex-brother-in-law, does that mean that you're not a real woman because you beat up your partner or your partner's family? Where does that fall on the how to be a woman scale there, Shan? I have a feeling that topic's not going to be discussed, though.
That's the real man, the true man. Mm-hmm. He got to get all his little hands on me.
See, there goes the lighter again. He's definitely doing something in the background with that lighter and is close to his mouth. Is he doing meth back there? What's he doing? Honestly.
Without my consent.
Didn't Shanny admit
real men do, right? They touch women without their consent, right?
Hang on. I can't read that comment. It's too far away. Didn't Shanny admit that she kept G-Man, or let G-Man put his hands on her while Rev watched? I don't know 100% know about that because I did not hear her say that. Again, I am terrible at this freeze frame thing because that is fucking terrifying. But I have actually heard Shanny say that that G-Man gives her the good D. That I have heard. So now, of course, knowing Shanny, she'd pass that off as, oh, I was lying. But, I mean, with the amount of lies that Shanny tells, who knows? You can't believe a word that comes out of that woman's mouth unless you have evidence that it's true. Because she lies so much. Her and Rev both. So, she's hurting me. I think she's hurting us all, Leon.
Oh, trolls.
Yes,
I gave you
trolls.
A chance. And you just won't do. Why? Why do you have to troll in such vicious, horrible ways?
Because, Shanny.
Here.
Huh? Can I have the pipe? Yeah.
Hi, guys. Look at this. This is called a tobacco pipe.
And this is called tobacco.
And this is called tobacco. This is what poor people do when they can't afford papers.
That's correct.
Did you not? You showed us that last stream, so. But it does look extremely sus there in the background. Especially, smoking in the house with kids. Not the best here.
This is what real men do, is they use
Oh my god, that laugh! Oh! The thing of nightmares.
a pipe, and they put it in their mouth to smoke their tobacco, like Abraham Lincoln and some shit like that.
That's what a male individual
That's what a male individual does.
Oh my god, what is wrong with Rev? Oh god, that laugh. Oh god, that man needs some serious mental help. That's okay, Leon. I appreciate it. Yep.
The male individual, the real man last night, he made me come.
Praise God.
Very goodly come.
Oh.
He didn't overdo it. He did it.
Oh, okay. That was a little too much information there. I'm sorry. Too much info.
That's right.
See, he knows I don't like it too intense, right?
You don't like the squirt.
No.
Okay? That's not her.
No, I don't like it too intense, right?
Amen.
Okay, so they don't want us to know anything about their lives outside of YouTube. And yet they go and share shit like this. Why? Why? You don't want us to know about your personal life? How about you keep it personal? We don't need to know. That's really gross.
That's the thing. Okay. What male individuals do, smoke. All right.
Okay, we don't need a close-up of that meth mouth there, sweetheart.
Let me just tell you. Do you know how to make a woman come? If you're a real man, you know how to make a woman come?
No, please no.
Have you ever made a woman come? I question that.
We don't want to know.
A woman to shut up all the time. You gotta get your woman under control. You gotta get your woman under control.
Is she that dangerous to you, too?
She keeps seeing herself in the camera without the sunglasses, and then she's like, "Oh, I look terrible. I need to put these glasses back on my face."
What am I doing that needs to be controlled, baby boy? Exactly. What? Me being sick all the time? Does that need to be controlled? You got that mouth is too much for her.
I'm sorry, but yes, you do need to be controlled because somebody needs to kick you in the ass so that you can start behaving like a responsible adult and take care of your family, instead of begging on the internet, instead of talking about sex on the internet. Go take care of your kids. Go get a job, support your family. Neither one of you has a job. Both of you sit around and beg on the internet for money instead of, being responsible adults. But hey, that makes you a real woman, right? Sitting around and begging for money.
Man,
Luke Hang will
I just
do
can't
it.
stand that mouth.
Your damn mouth.
Shut your mouth,
Your
woman.
damn mouth.
Alright.
I understand that females have a certain way of talking and communicating, and I just can't deal with it. I mean, deal with it. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. You're not male. Okay?
Oh, gross. We wanted to see you pick your ear, lady. That's disgusting. We know how little you wash your hands, and now you're showing us that you stick your finger in your ear. Ew.
Real men know how to tolerate a woman's mouth.
They enjoy it.
They enjoy the ribbon.
They do.
They enjoy the teasing of the female folks, honey. They enjoy, honey.
Oh my god.
They don't get all mad and
accent
butthurt
is
and
just
pussified over that shit.
terrible.
What's the fight?
Why don't you make a video and say how to be a real woman? How about you make the video on that?
I agree.
You think making a video is gonna persuade me somehow to be with you?
Oh please. Oh please. Nobody wants you, Shanny. Nobody wants you. Rev is just stuck with you right now because he's got no other options. Guaranteed, Rev would be gone if he had the choice. Now, I believe that 100%. But, I mean, he's kind of stuck in the situation that he is in because of his bad choices. And for sure, if somebody came along that had more money than Rev and offered Shanny an out, she'd take it too. They're very codependent on each other because of the situation they put themselves in. But guaranteed that if other opportunities came up, they both would take it, and it would not include them being together.
Oh my god, man.
Those glasses don't help just giving me janky dog the bounce. Right?
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
I think that may
My
be
real
the
man.
saddest thing I've ever
Okay,
heard.
let me-
My man gave everything away for other people to live.
Well, I tried. Can I give my honest opinion on this in short?
How appropriate Rev trying to chime in on how to be a woman. What's that say about Rev?
Real men let women be who they want to be. Period.
Shanny's
If
already
you
said
don't like it, you deal with it. Why do you want to control females as a Christian male
because that's what the Bible says, you idiot.
individual? Why do you want to control females? Because they scare you how amazing their minds are and that type of stuff? It's your problem, not theirs. I ain't controlling this woman ever because she's amazing and she should be who she is.
Well, that's because we all know who wears the pants in this. Oh, God. Seriously, I need to stop. I need to stop doing this. It's terrible. There are so many terrible faced opportunities here. But I do need to save this one because this one will make a wonderful, thumbnail in the future. Go away, notifications. Don't want you.
There you go. How's that?
Goddamn.
That's how I'll be a man.
Goddamn.
Let my girl be a girl. She's cute.
You are.
And like, I agree with that. I mean, you should let your partner do and be who they are and love them who they are. But Shanny obviously does not do that for Rev. We've seen that on video plenty of times. That is a beaten down man. That is an abused man. Now, that doesn't excuse his behavior towards the kids and, making death threats and shit like that. But, I mean, we definitely know who's in charge and how uneven the power is in this relationship.
Like a man, Shanny.
That face, kissy kissy, right? It's terrifying. I had to
Who
save
cares?
it. I'll
I've
use it
had
for
my
a thumbnail in the future.
I've done the girly 20-year-old thing. I've wear the short skirts and the high heels.
I'm sorry, Shanny, but you wouldn't be able to wear the short skirts now. There's just too much. There's too much. It won't cover. I'm sorry. And we've seen you in short dresses, and we know that doesn't cover everything either. And as much as I support people wearing what they want to wear, you should wear at least clothing that covers your private bits, because when I'm out and about, I appreciate that people are wearing clothing that makes them feel comfortable, but I don't want to see your giblies. I really don't. So when you're moving around, if you're flashing your genitals everywhere, I'm not interested in seeing that. I'm really not. So those types of things should, and for hygiene purposes too, that stuff should be put away, because gross, right? Real gross. So keep your giblies covered. And Shanny, your girth is just too much to encompass. I can't imagine that in a mini skirt. No, thank you.
I've done the submissive.
A
I
war
love you,
crime,
baby. Let me cook
absolutely,
and clean
Leon.
for you all your days so you can cheat on me and disrespect me and call me names all the time.
Right?
I've done that, sir. I have done that, man. I have done that, man.
Give me 2 babies.
I give 2 babies to my man, and he cheat on me.
And I don't pay a dime for my own 2
Cheat on me.
babies.
He cheat on me. And then,
Do you blame him though? Like, do you honestly blame him? I mean, I'm not trying to endorse cheating whatsoever. I mean, if you're in a monogamous relationship, you shouldn't be going outside of the relationship if that's the boundaries that you've established with your partner. But I can't imagine being in a relationship with Shanny, like the way Shanny treats Rev, and Rev tried to get out of the relationship, and feeling trapped. If I found out that Rev had cheated on Shanny, I wouldn't be surprised, nor would I blame him, because to me that would be a way of trying to uh end the relationship. You know what I mean? Like going outside of their so-called marriage. Um if that's one of Shanny's deal breakers, and if that's something that would release him from the relationship, is if he cheated, then go for it. And I get the impression that that's kind of what happened with Chris, is that he didn't cheat because just for the sake of cheating. And he's mentioned how terrible being in a relationship with her was. So it could have been a thing where he was having trouble getting away, and a way to end the relationship is to cheat. You know what I mean? I've heard of that before. But if I heard or found out that Rev cheated, I wouldn't be surprised, because who would want to be stuck in a relationship with this type of person? Definitely not me.
and then I have this other man telling me to shut
What
the fuck
she's
up.
doing
and
is a
I got
mortal
sick of the
sin,
man
by the way,
attitude
is
trying to
she?
control me all the time, and I realize it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me to go back under your thumb after I realize it's all bullshit. The whole
You gotta
woman,
drop
you
the
take care
southern
of me in the
accent,
kitchen
honey, because it
and
is
clean
not
for
working
me and
for
stuff.
you.
It's like you a grown ass man, cook for your own goddamn self. You're a grown ass man, clean up after yourself. You're a grown ass man, get your own fucking woman.
Did she really say if you're a grown ass man, you should clean up after yourself? Because she's supposedly a grown ass woman. Neither one of those two are capable of cleaning up after themselves, and we've seen in detail how neither one of them clean up after themselves. So I don't think Shanny should be given this advice right now. I think Shanny should be practicing what she preaches. Speaking of, I would be really curious to know from the uncle what state they left that house in, because they're obviously not there anymore. But I would be curious to find out what state, that uncle's house was in. Excuse me. She's not trying to speak like a southerner. She's trying to speak like someone from the inner city. You think so? I don't know. I'm just a Canadian, and I've never really been to the inner city, so I couldn't say I've heard that before. Shanny doesn't establish relationship boundaries. She tries to put out there that she's setting boundaries and that her boundaries should always be respected. But we've also seen firsthand about how Rev has tried to set boundaries, and she just bowls over those boundaries. So it's all about Shanny's boundaries. Screw everybody else's boundaries, right?
Don't be coming to me telling me what you think I should be like, because I'm going to be just me, motherfucker. And I don't give a fuck what a man has to say. Rumors. All these things that you're seeing in here are rumors and lies.
I haven't seen the side chat, so I don't know what exactly she's talking about right now.
From No Life.
Look at those. Look at that. Look at those teeth just barely hanging in there. We should just like they take like the actual like the death pool, right? How you take guesses and make bets on who's going to die and when, and there's like a big thing for celebrities for that. We should start taking a tooth pool and see which tooth and when is going to fall out of her head next. Win big money.
I know, you guys. I see you all the time. The same people, man.
Get a life.
The same people, man.
Yeah, get a life.
It's like, go do something with your life. I'm trying to talk here. I
wonder if all of her trolls just suddenly stopped watching her, how many views she would actually get. That'd be interesting to see. See how quickly she flips out then too.
To make the people who you follow money, okay? I'm trying to get them rich while I don't make any money off my videos. Shut the fuck up.
Whose fault is that? You violated terms of service. I know that it's this rhetoric with you that you like to say that everybody else is making money off of you, but you can't make money off of yourself. Whose fault is that ultimately, Shanny? Who broke the terms of service? That would be you. So that responsibility falls completely on you, sweetheart. But I know that you don't accept that because personal accountability, why would Shanny take that?
Yeah, there's no one nice today.
No, man, you guys are so mean. Ultra Blazed is nice, though. He's been respectful.
Oh.
He's a real man. I mean, he knows how to treat a lady.
Oh, he's a wonderful.
How would you know?
He knows how to treat a lady.
Yeah.
Do you know how to treat a lady? Do you know how to treat a lady? Do you know that lady needs to be respected? The women's, they need to.
No, it's not just women. It's everyone. Everyone is deserving of respect until they're not. And I don't believe that Shanny and Rev are deserving of respect based on their past behavior, based on what they've demonstrated to the world of the type of people that they are. So everybody is deserving of respect until they demonstrate to you that they're asshole humans and they don't deserve respect.
Respected. You know, the Bible says love the woman. How do you love the woman?
Does she still have a YouTube account? I honestly don't know, Leon. I'm surprised that this one has lasted as long as it has. But it's only a matter of time. And that's why I'm so appreciative of XX who archives all of this stuff. Because if it wasn't for them, then, oh my goodness. I just got a notification that Dragnot Silvis subscribed to my channel. I've made it, people. Drag, subscribe to my channel. Drag, I love you. I watch all of your videos. And I'm gonna fangirl just a wee bit here, but Dragnot Silvis, subscribe to my channel, people. That I'm wow. Let me have my moment. What the fuck is that bump on her chin? I don't know. It belongs to all the other bumps on her face. Who? I'm famous. Dragnot, though. It's Dragnot. Like, Drag is like the reason I found Shanny. Like, I originally had started watching, like, this is gonna give you a little background on me anyway. I started like really getting into atheist content on YouTube probably about 2 years ago or so, a year and a half. But I had started watching the Atheist Experience, and I was watching it like basically religiously every weekend. And then Drag was actually one of the hosts on Atheist Experience the one day that I watched it. So I went to Drag's channel and I started watching a lot of his Shanny reviews. And that's how I found Shanny. That's how I started learning about Shanny. So the fact that this has come first full circle and Drag is now subscribed to me, I'm just like, wow. I'm a little starstruck at the moment, but this is pretty cool. Thank you, Drag. Okay, there we go. I know what to click. Honestly, I do. She's so ladylike. Yeah, right? Welcome, everybody. I'm seeing lots of new names pop up in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but I got a little overwhelmed with the fact that Drag subscribed to me, so yeah. I had my fangirl
Woman,
moment.
just shut the
Okay,
fuck
let's get on.
up. How do you love the woman if you're like, you're not going to do what you want to do in your life? You're going to do what I tell you to do. How is that? Respecting and loving your woman by not allowing them to achieve what they've decided to do with their own lives.
What's with the whiny voice? Shan.
Some people in this world actually realize what
Shanny
I'm
is
doing,
trolling the
and they
trolls
don't
in
realize.
reverse Uno. How is she trolling anybody? She's just talking in stupid voices. I mean, it's nothing different. I'm from Frank. Oh, hi, double shot. Yes, Frank is another amazing one. Frank has been sharing out my videos almost every time I do a Shanny video, so that is amazing. Um, I love that crowd of people. They're very supportive. YouTube only tells me who subscribed maybe 1 in 20. Yes. If they have their who they subscribe to on public, then when you subscribe to someone, then it will tell you. Like you'll get a notification. But if they have their I always want to say prescriptions, but if they have their subscriptions on private, then it won't notify you. Hey, Sassy, did you get an opportunity to check out Alana Morris? I did, like, very, very briefly. Um I can't remember what was her name again. She changed it because I was actually looking at her channel today because I was like, when did I subscribe to this person? Who is this? And then I clicked on it and I went to her stream, like her channel, I mean, and all of the videos that she had up in like the past week and a half are all gone. So she's got like 3 videos on her channel right now. And I was like, oh, that's who this person is. She went on a deleting spree again and like took out most of her videos. She has the only reason why I recognized who she was because she did a video on Negs being terminated and that video was still up and that was the only one that I recognized out of all the other stuff that she had and I was like, "Oh, that's who that person is." Yeah, she's a dirty deleter. Yeah, I was like cuz I went to her channel that first like the day after you mentioned her and I was like, "Wow, she's kind of crazy and stuff." And then when I went to go check her today because I didn't recognize that her YouTube name had changed, and I was like, "Oh, that's who that person is," and basically all of the stuff I had watched previously except that Negs video was gone. My granddaughters looked at my screen and they both went, "Ew, yeah, I know, right? It's Shanny. What do you expect?"
What I'm doing. Some people are actually smart, like this great factual newsy. They're very, 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 very smart. They realize what type of person I am when I'm pushed over the edge. Am I going to be mean? Am I going to be cruel? No.
Yeah, we see when you get pushed over the edge, you take it out on your kids and on your spouse. We've seen that quite a few times. Quite a few times. And it was funny because she did another video the other day talking about how what she did to her son. I think I watched it when Frank was reviewing it either yesterday or the day before. Um, Talking about when she filmed Zach having a meltdown in the back in the car while she was live streaming, and she just kind of wasn't addressing it and letting him cry, and then filmed him having a breakdown at the house. Now, I personally didn't see that video yet. I don't know how I feel about watching that simply because I saw what she did to Will the day that they arrived in Pennsylvania. And she tried to push Will in front of the camera to tell the audience that she wasn't an abusive mother. And he basically said, no, he didn't want to do that. Why should she be paying attention to what everybody says on the internet? And she lost her shit and started screaming at him, a 14-year-old, and taking out all of her anger on the people on the internet on that poor 14-year-old boy. And I saw that live myself. So, and she's trying to claim that that behavior is not abusive and not damaging and not traumatizing to her kids when it is. And she's trying to say that that didn't happen and, the kids are fine. And she even tried to say that her one son was having intrusive thoughts because CPS had been called so many times. But then you turn around and look at what's actually evidenced on the internet for what they've done to those kids. And you can clearly see that it has nothing to do with CPS being involved. It's got everything to do with the daily life that they have to live with this woman and the way that she treats them. You know, so when you have a stepfather that's threatening to kill you or threatening to beat you up, and you have a mother that is speaking to you like that and, you know, taking out her anger for internet people on you, I mean, that's pretty straightforward about why he would have those kinds of thoughts, right? Like, it's disgusting. And she tries to claim that that's not child abuse when clearly it is. She changed her name again. She does it often. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, thank you, Double Shot. I appreciate you being here. I love all of you guys. Like, this is really entertaining to me, and I like being able to share this stuff with you guys. It's a lot of fun. I find this entertaining. So I'm glad that you guys do as well.
I'm just gonna laugh at you.
Will was not on camera in the video in question. She did ask him if he wanted to. She did, and she, like, the day that they arrived in Pennsylvania, he was on camera, not his face, but she kind of pushed, because the way that they had the laptop, she had the laptop on the table and the couch was in the background because it was at the uncle's house, and she pushed Will in front of the camera, so all you could see was like his torso, and I get the impression that she wanted him to sit down and address the camera and talk to the people, you know, that were watching the live stream, but he refused to do it. So he was just kind of in the corner in the screen in this particular video. And then he tried to get away from the camera, but she was standing in front of him and blocking him from getting away. And then that's when she started screaming at him at the top of her lungs. And I was just, that's why I'm so hesitant to go back and watch the video of her doing that previously, with the meltdown and stuff, because I was like, it broke my heart to watch that. And I couldn't believe that they were actually broadcasting that stuff, because my heart was breaking for that boy. Like, I mean, no kid should have to go through that. And yet she broadcasts that crap and then wonders why people call her a child abuser. Like, how, in what universe is that okay to do to a child? And then let alone exploit your child for money by broadcasting it on YouTube. Like, that should be criminal. And I'm flabbergasted that she still has custody of those two boys. I don't know how that's possible. And I really hope that something's happening in the background where that's going to change. But I mean, it's been what? We're going on like 6 months now that they've been in Pennsylvania and nothing has happened. So I don't know. I'm not too hopeful, but I hope, I want to hope, I want to be positive and think that these boys are going to be taken out and put into a better, healthier situation for them. But I don't know. It just doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Even if they're minors, I still think parents should have their kids' permission to put them online. Yeah, absolutely. 1000% I agree, Krista. And like, Will, in this particular video that I saw, Will obviously was not consenting to be on the internet, and Shanny was trying to force him to. And then when he refused, she flipped her lid and like lost her mind on that boy. And we all had to sit in horror and watch as she screamed at the top of her lungs at this poor 14-year-old boy. And that's, ugh. Wait, these people were doing porn around their children? I don't know if they were doing porn around their children. I have heard rumors that they were doing porn while their children were in the other room. So I can't really say either way. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know for sure.
No, I'll tell you how to be a man. The way to be a man, and I'll tell you right now, is you put your boot on their neck.
That's what a Muslim does.
That's what a Muslim does, exactly. That's correct, Shanny.
I didn't realize we were going down that road there, Shanny. We're going to be Islamophobic while we're at it. Wow. Holy cow. I'm almost afraid to keep going now.
You're being serious for a second.
Let me talk, baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
She just told him to shut up.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
probably.
Your man submits to you. Your man submits to you. She's acting like the man.
I mean, I really wouldn't qualify Shanny as a man or a woman. I think her gender is just Sasquatch. Honestly.
I am the man. I'm a real man. Like you say, you're a real man. I'm a real man.
Yeah,
I'm a real man and he's my woman.
I was licking Shanny's balls last night.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I don't honestly know what to say to that. There's one of my favorite people. Hello, Kat.
Oh yeah.
Yes, baby.
It feels so good.
You got tasty balls, Sham, you know?
Oh no, there's a rumor out there. Is Shanny a trans?
I can't say nothing on this stream. I'm shutting up now.
Look at that. I'm gonna start taking bets on who's gonna say that left incisor is gonna be the next one to fall out. I have a feeling they locked themselves in the room and left the boys to fend for themselves most of the time. Their room in Colorado was set up for everything they needed, right? There was so much stuff in their room, and then like the boys' rooms and everything else was just so bare that it's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're supposed to shut up, woman.
Exactly. And she does that to me all the time in live streams. You see that, folks? Shut the fuck up, Jason. I'm going to shut.
She says, "Shut the fuck up, woman." That wouldn't surprise me.
Up now, folks. Seriously, that happens all the time. I thought it was a husband-wife joke. So
no, it's me being a man. Okay. A real man tells his woman to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
How many teeth is she missing? I don't know, but it looks like all she has on the top are those first 4. It looks like everything else on the top is gone. Hard to tell or hard to say what's left on the bottom, but definitely it looks like she's only got the front 4 and everything else is gone. No, they don't. If they respect their lady, right? Yeah, exactly.
Make a sandwich.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry. I can act like a woman. Some guys like Aries think I'm hot too as a woman, so there you go.
In all actuality, I think gender is fluid. I'm just gonna be serious here. I think gender roles are
Make it sandwich, honey.
I think people should be treated like people and not based on what they're between their legs.
I hate it, and it makes me feel dirty when I do it, but I have to agree with that statement just because it's Shanny saying it. But I do believe that way. But to agree with Shanny just makes me feel bad.
I think that women should be able to be themselves, just like men should be able to be themselves.
I agree with that.
I think it's very inappropriate and irresponsible and downright disrespectful.
She's making Ben Shapiro look smart. I didn't think that was possible.
To anyone and tell them what you think they should be like. I think you are trying to steal people's gifts and steal their self of personality.
So have we determined if whether this is a particular message for a particular person? Because it's giving off the vibes like she's specifically giving a message to someone, but I don't know who that is. David Anthony, is this like in response to the video that you did about, like, you know, you tried Rev's advice? Her lipstick makes her look like a fish from SpongeBob. Yeah. See, I was trying to place the red lipstick, and I was just like, it just looks so wrong with the whole vibe she's got going. But yes. Oh, is it the blowfish, the driving instructor? I don't understand how her entire mouth doesn't hurt. I need a root canal a few years ago for one tooth, and the entire side of my face hurt. I have had a tooth go bad, and go that way, and if the nerve in the tooth dies, it doesn't cause any pain. And sometimes the tooth does fall out.
Like, and also, may I like to point out that I would never be with someone who would want to go and try to change who I am and shut me up and not allow me to speak. I don't.
But you're with a man that allows you to abuse him. Like, there's one. It's 1 second. I'll let you listen while I go tell my child that she's not supposed to jump off the furniture.
I want to be with someone like that. I want to be with someone who's okay with me being me. Just like I'm okay with them being them. That's how you choose your mate, is you allow them to be who they are. And you love who they are. So you choose what they are. You don't choose what you want them to be. You don't change your spouse. That's dumb.
Okay, so go back to the original idea of what I was trying to say before, my child's trying to break one of her bones. Um there is a fine line between allowing your spouse to be who they are, um and say what they need to say, having their own voice, being their own individual, etc. However, there is a very big difference between being yourself and being that person if that person is abusive and toxic, like Shanny is. Like, your partner should not give you free reign to be abusive and toxic to you because that's just who they are, or they have BPD. Like, those types of things are not, um, you know, get out of jail free cards for just treating people like trash. And there is a certain limit to, okay, I'm going to allow you to be yourself and I'm going to allow you to abuse me. Like, and the fact that she's trying to throw those two together or doesn't know that there's a separation between those two. I mean, we can clearly see the way that Rev behaves, that there's a lot of abuse behind the scenes that we don't see. But it's I don't know. I don't get her and how her brain works and how she thinks that's okay. Because if Rev behaved the way that she did, you know that she wouldn't tolerate it. Like, narcissists can't handle being treated the way they treat other people. You know that they lose their shit about that. Um, but they don't also see what it is that they are doing to other people and how they're impacting other people. And like, if you try to set up your own boundaries, well, then you're infringing on their rights to be who they are and who they want to be. And this is just me, and you should just accept me as I am. And that's just not the case. Sorry, I'm missing some of your comments here because I'm going off on a tangent. How do you change who a person is when that person is nothing? I notice people like her really, really don't like boundaries, right? But they like to be very, in particular, Shanny, she likes to really set up those boundaries. Like, these are my boundaries. Do not go past my boundaries. But you having boundaries, oh, well, that's a different story. Who cares about your boundaries? And again, that's something that she's demonstrated on live streams as well, because there have been times where Rev has been like, you just need to leave me alone right now. And that's a clear boundary. Like, I don't know how much more of a boundary you need to be. Like, do you need to put, like, this is a boundary in big red letters across your forehead? But she just doesn't respect other people's boundaries in the slightest. But you absolutely have to respect hers, and that's just not fair. Says Shanny that got arrested for domestic violence because she was mad at Rev. Right? And that was an extremely satisfying, and that's on Drake's channel as well. If you haven't seen it, but it's like the body cam footage of like the arrest and how Shanny called the cops on Rev, and she was the one that ended up getting arrested. Like, that was bittersweet. I loved that. And like, when she was crying because she was in pain and didn't want to put shoes on and all of that bull. It's like, you put yourself in that situation because of the way that you behaved. You thought it was okay to put hands on your partner, and now you have to deal with the consequences of that. But oh, poor Shanny, I'm the victim. Like, give me a break. Know what's a red flag for me with a man or a woman? They want you to accept them at their worst, which to me means they can go against your boundaries and you accept it. Again, that's a fine line and depends on the context, right? Like, somebody's worst could be that they're just very anxious or they're very depressed, or, there's a lot going on with them. But when their worst translates into being abusive to other people, then yeah, exactly. Like, you don't have to accept that. Like, your worst could be your worst, but not everybody has to accept it. Not everybody has to put up with it. And it being too much for somebody else is okay, because everyone's going to have their own boundaries. But your worst absolutely should not include abusing other people. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Uh, thank you for clarifying, Double Shot. I appreciate that. All right, let's get going.
Your marriage is never going to last if you do that. You have to let your partner be your partner and be who they are. Why is that so hard?
I don't know. You tell us, Shanny, because you don't do it for Rev. So it's funny how you preach this to your audience, but then can't translate that into your own life, and then show us that you can't translate that into your real life. Like, Rev is a beaten down man.
Hello, pick me up. Or pick me princess of Ottawa. How are you, darling? No, I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going
Says
to
the
be
divorce
forced
champion.
into a controlling relationship. And I don't think my husband wants to be a type of man to be a controlling piece of shit husband.
Well, maybe you should ask him how he feels about being controlled.
Because it's not love. Control is not love. Telling someone to shut up is not love.
How many times, okay, hands up if you have at any point heard Shanny say, "Shut up, Rev," or "Shut up, Jason." If you can't see me because my camera's not on, but my hand is way up in the air. We have heard "Shut up, Jason." I don't know how many times. So maybe again, she should be taking her own advice. Shanny's best at most people's worst, right, Freddie? Exactly. Says the adulterer. The whole adultery thing, I don't put any merit into that. Especially when it comes to like Shanny's idea of adultery and when she, because when you're like text chatting someone and you're in a monogamous relationship and things get kind of spicy, um, through text and voice with someone else, that's still cheating. Some people don't view it that way. It depends on the people that are in the relationship. But if I found out that my husband was talking spicy to somebody else through like Facebook Messenger or on the phone or text or whatever, yeah, I'd be upset because to me that would be cheating. Other people don't see it that way. So it depends on the person. This is why when you are in a relationship of any kind, whether it's monogamous or polyamorous or whatever, that you set up what your clear boundaries are, right? And if you go outside of what you consent to, then there has to be consequences of that, whether you break up or whatever. But that's going to vary from relationship to relationship. She cheated on Chris with Rev too. I'm not surprised by that. Do you watch Sagittarius Shoddy? No, I don't. I haven't heard of her. I'm definitely gonna have to look her up. Yep, you have to tell the partner what you do or don't accept. Right, exactly. And that's something that you establish at the beginning of a relationship, right? Like, because some people like, open relationships work for them or polyamorous relationships work for them. Some people like to, I've seen this big explosion of people coming out and saying that they're in a throuple, which is basically, three people that are in a relationship amongst themselves, right? There's nothing wrong with that. If everybody is a consenting adult, they are happy and they are safe, that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters when it comes to a relationship. Everything else that works or doesn't work for you is something that you decide amongst yourselves and shouldn't have any outside influence from anybody else, right? So as long as you're not coercing a minor into a relationship with you, then there's no reason for anybody else to speak up, right? She doesn't love her kids. Absolutely, she doesn't. 1000%, I don't believe she does. I think that the reason why she wants them is because she wants the benefit. Thank God she's not Canadian because then she would be receiving like, the child tax benefit and all that stuff. She could definitely leech off the system that way.
Telling someone they can't be who they are, that's not love. That's hate. That's putting someone under your yoke.
Your yoke?
That's not what Jesus does. Jesus doesn't put people under his yoke. He takes the yoke. Jesus goes around and he allows people to be who they are. That's why he said, let the wicked be wicked. Let the unjust be unjust. He lets people be who they are, man.
Is she really using the Bible to justify her behavior right now? That's just gross.
He certainly was sitting with prostitutes all the time. You think he was telling the prostitutes, look, you can't live your life the way you want to live your life? No, he let them live their life. He just told them sin no more, which is good because sin harms you.
I don't believe in sin, so it's good. BPD people really get irate when you tell them how to treat you. I've dealt with someone who had that past tense had. Yeah, exactly. Like, BPD is not an excuse to be an asshole. Like, yes, I understand that there's certain things, certain behaviors that come with BPD. And I saw a tweet the other day that was really kind of eye-opening about this, is that mental illness is not an excuse to treat other people badly, and other people have a right to be upset for that. And that means you have to hold yourself accountable for those behaviors. You do have to make amends for those behaviors. So if you hurt somebody when you have an episode, or you have a breakdown or whatever, you have to still be accountable for that. You still have to apologize for being an asshole. And other people are allowed to say, hey, I can't take your behavior anymore. You're not respecting my boundaries as a person, and I have had enough. Like, just because you have BPD doesn't mean that people are obligated to put up with your ass. You know, there is still accountability there when you have a mental illness. And I mean, that's coming from somebody that has suffered from mental illness for years. I don't have BPD, but I do have diagnoses with other mental illness. And again, I recognize that my mental illness is not an excuse to treat other people badly. It never is. She just contradicted herself. Yeah, she does that quite frequently. All the time, because it's Shan. Ooh, why is my internet
And to
telling
go
me?
into someone's marriage and try to get into in between someone's marriage and talk behind the woman's back, trying to put some kind of negative reinforcement in her husband's mind, while at the same time sweet talking the woman. There's a problem there. There's great sin in there. Great sin.
Oh, maybe she's talking about
Sinning will only
maybe
harm
she's
you.
talking about that dude that supposedly messaged her trying to say, hey girl, want you. Hey, don't worry about that Rev guy. I'll treat you better. I wonder if that's what she's referring to.
Mind snare, you may think it's great, but when you're suffering because of the stupid shit you've done, then let's see how great that sin is. Or are you one of those Satanists that think you can trigger me by talking Satanist stuff? Nah, dude, I've lived that life, dude. I learned not to be like that.
Okay, cool.
I was satanic once.
Oh, I think you still are, sweetheart.
I chose not to be with the devil anymore.
Meth. She's smoking meth. Oh, absolutely. 100%. I believe that with the meth mouth. Never doubted it. Though I wonder if she's still smoking it, about whether or not, like, because she obviously doesn't have any money, right? So how would she be getting it? Unless G-Man's supplying it. Who knows? Unless you have a diagnosed incompetent mental illness, you cannot use mental illness as an excuse for bad behavior. Exactly. Like, the mental illness, or if you're in a relationship with somebody that has a mental illness, there are going to be ups and downs. It's going to happen. It's one of the things that you have to accept if you want to be in a relationship with this person, right? But at the same time, it's not an excuse for that person with the mental illness to be abusive to their partner and be like, hey, you knew I had a mental illness when you got into this. I get to treat you how I'm going to treat you because of my mental illness. And that's just not how that works. Rev is on the corner getting the meth. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Shanny has called him a woman how many times in this video? So who knows? Though you'd have to question who's paying for that. Ugh.
I chose to be free.
Did you? Did
in
you really?
Christ.
Are you
So
really free though? Are you really free considering your life right now and the life that you're living right now? In squatting in somebody else's home with no job, no money, no income, begging people on the internet? Is that really freedom, Shanny? Doesn't sound like it.
if you're trying to convert me to Satanism, well, I rejected that a long time ago, honey. No more for me.
Oh god.
No more for me.
The accent is terrible. Have you seen her parents comment on her
Because
behavior and
true
lifestyle?
power comes from Christ. It doesn't come
Yes.
from the little demons that you conjure.
Yes, I've watched that video about her parents. I have also seen her saying that she hopes both of her parents die from COVID. And then I've seen the act of she was just a very sad little girl who lost her daddy. And then called the daddy a sperm donor. So I've seen the flip-flop back and forth. And yeah. It's all around, it's a terrible thing. I bet that Coke is even flat. I wouldn't be surprised. She is free from morals and or responsibilities. Yup. That's the way she sees it. Shanny is never guilty. Shanny never takes responsibility for her actions. because Shanny just deletes them off the internet and pretends that they never happened. And anybody that brings up her past behavior is just spreading lies and rumors about her. That's how Shanny do. Shanny doesn't take responsibility for anything. And neither does Rev. Neither does Rev. Like, look at that video short that he made about drag, what, 2-3 months back, using the N-word with the hard G just before his channel got deleted. I mean, did he ever apologize for drag for using racial slurs? Doubtful. I don't remember ever seeing that. And he'll probably deny it too, just because, him and Shanny, racism doesn't exist. They're not racists, And even though all of the shit that they said at the beginning of this video was highly transphobic, nah, Shanny doesn't do that. It doesn't matter. It was just a joke anyway. You guys are just spreading lies and rumors. That's how they live their life, and that's pretty pathetic.
Those demons, they always want something in return. God doesn't want anything in return.
I felt so bad for the mom and dad. The mom was just so confused.
But those little
apologies are worthless.
That you conjure up, they always...
Apologies are worthless in general without changed behavior. Like, you can't just do something that's terrible and offensive and hurtful, apologize for it, and then go right back to the same behavior and expect that apology means something, or that if you apologize again, it still means something, right? So they can say they're sorry to the blue in their face, but until they actually start behaving like they are sincere about that apology, it means absolutely nothing.
Need something, some kind of sacrifice, some kind of ritual, some kind of fucking bullshit. Ew. Nah, man, not for me. You can go ahead and ruin your soul that way. I ain't doing that.
I'm doubtful you have a soul.
Ew. Vaughn.
If there was such a thing, of course.
Stop thinking my 14-year-old son is attractive, you freak. Or any child is attractive. Anyway.
Ew, why are we going there again?
Ugh. Get off my channel. You're not allowed here, freak. Go be freakish somewhere else.
No maps.
I don't want no map. A map is a guy who thinks my son is cute, but I want to go and kick it.
Oh, and so you sing about it. That is just when you think that this woman can't get any worse, she goes and does shit like this. Good fucking Lord. I like when people are transphobic. It's fun for me to argue about. I like seeing you argue against people that are transphobic because you're very good at it and you usually own them quite well. Quite well. It makes me proud to be your friend.
From here to Timbuktu.
Damn the scabs on her face. She needs to see someone. Absolutely. Whether that's meth related or whether that's like the way that she's got the warts all over her face. That really screams to me like skin cancer. That's definitely something she should be going to a dermatologist to be biopsied to find out what the hell is going on. Like, why do you have so many all over your face? And, and especially like the way some of them are larger, the way some of them scab over, like that one beside her mouth is fairly new that I can recall. I mean, I would definitely be concerned about melanoma with what she's got going on.
Shanny, are you into the craft? You are a natural. I sense this. Oh.
A natural
what?
A lot of natural people moron?
Sense
absolutely.
My natural wishiness. That's why they want me into their cults.
Ew, no. Gross.
And I'm like, yes, I have strong powers dearly. Dearly, dearly. I have strong powers, but they don't come from me. They come from Christ.
A minor breakout. Look at the shit on her face. I know, exactly.
No. Real men don't come on to women. Real men treat women with respect and love them. And then when romance happens, he allows it to be on the woman's time, not on the man's time. You know what I mean? That's what real men do. They allow the woman to choose who their mate would be.
Why does that have to be simply a trait that you assign to men? Right? Like, we should just be respectful of each other regardless of what that person's gender is. It's not specific to men. It's not specific to women. Like, it's just people in general. And I don't know. I feel like just screaming into the void when you're talking about Shanny and her behavior because it falls on deaf ears. Like, what's the point? What's the point?
force yourself upon someone. You tried so hard, so hard.
Why doesn't she accept she's masculine and will never be seen as feminine? It looks like she tries super hard. I don't really know exactly what's going on that way, whether she's masculine or feminine. And ultimately, like, if we want equality for everybody, we want to be accepting as possible, whether she feels masculine, whether she feels feminine, or whether, she might feel like she's ambiguous that way and she is why is the term completely slipping my head right now? I feel pretty dumb. Um Non-binary. There we go. That word just completely fell out of my brain for a minute. Um I mean, if she wants to be non-binary, okay, that's great, but why is she still trying to paint the genders into this corner and define what's masculine, what's feminine, and then turn around and say that gender's fluid, right? Like, if she's non-binary and she, sometimes feels masculine, sometimes feels feminine, there's nothing wrong with that. But stop trying to tell other people how they're not a real, male or female because they don't meet your specific standards. That's not how that works.
For so long to get with me, and I
androgynous. Yes, that is another term as well. Thank you. Like I said, my brain just completely farted right there, and I forgot the word.
No.
Oh,
I
honey,
like my man.
You don't need more lipstick. You really don't need more lipstick.
Revenues, and I like being able to be monogamous with my husband in Christ's eyes, and we get to learn each other's bodies. That's the greatest thing in marriage, is you get to learn your partner's bodies, what they like, what they don't like.
That happens with any sexual relationship, even asexual relationships. Intimacy is a part of relationships. It's not specific to a man and a wife. Ugh. She paints herself into these tiny little boxes, and it's hard not to look at her and point the finger and be like, you're transphobic as fuck. That amount of lipstick is a war crime. Abso-fucking-lutely. A 1000% agree. I immediately thought, oh no, and then the reapplication, right? No more lipstick. No more lipstick.
What makes them really go, what makes them really don't go. Learn how to please each other through the years, and it's a beautiful thing. Now me, I'm the type of girl that just doesn't want to start over again. I'm the type of woman that just...
So you're staying with Rev out of laziness because you don't want to get to know somebody else? That says a lot. If I can save her from one thing, I'll grab that lipstick and eat it, right?
I just don't want to start over again. I don't want the whole new relationship thing. I don't want to deal with the paranoia periods. Like, are you cheating on me? I don't want to do that. Rather, the comedian, he is funny. Oh, baby.
You're not allowed to speak in live streams.
Ew, gross. Are they going to fawn over
Apparently, he's not allowed to speak in live streams. I thought you were, but...
No, you told me. So I'm not speaking.
Oh, Rev just outed her there. That he's not allowed to speak during live streams, and he had to ask permission. So that's why he was asking. That's great. Note, she corrected monogamous to monogamous in Christ's eyes, which is whatever she wants at the time. Right. Like, considering the fact that she interprets the Bible her own way, and she's said as much, that no one's ever taught her about it, she's just read the Bible, interprets it her own particular way, then yeah, that can mean absolutely anything. We are all just jealous of her many accomplishments in life. Many. Yeah. In her eyes, in her opinion, absolutely. One thing I notice is that she's constantly changing her hair, and it always looks unclean to me. Makes me itch. Yeah, like, her and Rev very often don't look washed at all. Like, the hair is always greasy. I actually, when she had her original account, I once made that comment to her. Because she just, like, had come on stream and she had like 3 different ponytails on her head. She looked a mess. And I was like, you want to be portrayed as a professional, but then you come on here looking like you just rolled out of bed where you've been for the past like 3 days. You've been sick, you haven't showered. Like you can't there comes a certain look to you when it comes to being professional. And if you're on camera and you want to present yourself to people, then you have to at least look clean. Like you have to put a little bit of effort into what you look like if you want to be portrayed a certain way. You know? And like if you want to be a professional and be taken a professional, right? Me personally, looking at someone who doesn't take care of, like, can't even brush their hair, if they're not even ambitious enough to take care of themselves, then how are they capable of taking care of anything else? Like, I mean, it doesn't, you don't have to put on a ton of makeup, you don't have to wear a suit and tie, but just run a brush through your hair, brush your teeth, wash your face, just look like you're clean. You know, you don't have to be dolled up like you're on a photo shoot for a magazine, but at least clean yourself and brush your hair. It's not too much to ask. And if you don't have the energy or the ability or the desire to do that, then how can we expect anything else from you? You know what I mean? Like, it's a certain kind of thing that you want to put yourself out there. Shanny has the best hair, the best high quality hair. Oh God, yes, Kat, absolutely. And she has the title How to Be a Woman. Right, exactly. A woman that can't even brush your hair. You know, Dollar Tree has soap, I mean. Yes, it does. Absolutely it does. I mean, she can go to McDonald's like she was talking about and wash her hair in the sink if she has to. But like you can't sit there and say, "I'm a professional. I want to be a professional." And then not even brush your hair. I mean, I'm sorry. She admitted to looking for another woman while with Rev. She's not monogamous. No, she's absolutely not. And like we have heard from a lot of other people that have said, you know, hey, Shanny was hitting on me, you know, or she even with Dragnot. Um, I can't remember what it was, whether it was a tweet or a private chat or something was posted um about both Shanny and Rev together propositioning Drag, offering to fly him to Colorado to do things. You know, so I mean, she's monogamous when it's convenient for her, and then polyamorous when she decides she wants to. And then to sit here and say you're monogamous in Christ's eyes, and then look down on everybody else that might be poly. You know, when you're trying to in the background secretly be poly. I mean, come on. Come on. If you want to be poly, that's fine. But why do you gotta lie about it? There's no reason to. No worse than Rev and his How to Be a Man videos. Yes. And I think that was partly what inspired this video. But that video from Rev about how to be a man was just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I think they wanted Drag as a concubine. Yeah. I think they turned that into a big story about how Drag secretly really wanted them and that Shanny really wanted Drag, and I don't know. It was just, well, no thank you. No thank you. I believe at the time that this all happened too, they still had money. That's why they offered to fly Drag out there and stuff, and like was offering money. Like, are you trying to turn Drag into a prostitute? Like what? What? I don't know. It's not how that works. Anyway, guys, we have been here for an hour and 37 minutes. I do have a little one that I need to go cook a dinner for, and then I do have a Kink Inc. live stream to watch tonight. So I want to thank all of you guys for being here. I appreciate all my new subscribers, and I appreciate all my old subscribers. And if you are here joining me, then just know that you're amazing, and I love you. And I will probably be, what's tomorrow? Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow, but we're definitely going to go back and do the Convince Me stream Saturday night because we put it off this past weekend. So we got to catch up. We got to get to episode 4. So that'll be Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, again, I love all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you the next time we talk about Shanny. Bye, guys.